then that's good to have too. So basically what we use here is a chair. I have a yoga mat here, and then I'm using a very standard kind of metal folding chair here. So this is a nice one to have. It's got a nice wide base for the legs. So there's not going to be a lot of wiggly business going on. And if perchance you have other props like yoga blocks, you might want to have those nearby. These are yoga blocks. These are available at just about everywhere. But if you don't have them, you could substitute those with a couple of canned goods, for example, of equal size and weight. And then if you decide you wanted to invest in these, they're not very expensive. So these are very nice little props to have. Another thing you might want to consider would be a strap. Now, if you don't have to have an official yoga strap, this is easy to substitute with a scarf or a belt, a bathrobe tie, a dog leash, that kind of thing, really easy. Other items which might be considered would be hand weights. Now this is a set of 1-pounders, nothing heavier than 2 pounds for this class, should you have those available. And if you don't have them, don't worry about it. So if whatever is being offered today just does not work for your body, you have options. You can modify, you could do something else like another posture, or you could skip it. So just pay attention to what the body and the mind are asking for, and all should be well. We're going to use the chair both for standing moves and for sitting moves. You could also be near a wall if you need security for balance. You might want to be near the wall. You might want to be near your chair or a piece of furniture that doesn't move when you start pushing your weight on it. So those are the basic ground rules. Also have some water nearby, and sighing, moaning, groaning is fine. We're all muted. So if it feels good to let out sound, go for it. So let's start. We'll start standing, and let's take the feet a little bit wider than, let's say, shoulder width apart. And we're just going to start very slowly to warm the body. And we'll start swinging the arms here like empty coat sleeves or wet noodles, if that's a more graphic image. And the idea here is this is a very mild balance challenge, but once you get the arms swinging and you're looking over the shoulder each time you twist, you might think about lifting the opposite heel as you go to the opposite shoulder. So it's a little balance challenge. You're also tapping probably on the core of the body here to stimulate those internal organs. We're also twisting and squeezing the spine, wringing out stale blood and life force and breathing in new material for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep twisting. Just now tap underneath your collarbone, the clavicle. That could be a soft fist. It could be the flat of the hand, the heel of the hand. And that's the top point, the front point of the lung in reflexology. So we're stimulating our lungs. We want to keep those guys clear for 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep twisting and tapping. Now you're going to pat yourself on the shoulder where you're actually addressing the back point of that lung space. So it's 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then slowly unwinding it, just not rushing to get there, just slowly unwinding. Very nice. Let's take the feet about, I'd say, hip distance apart. Now, hip distance would be where the femur bone plugs into the pelvic girdle. So this is not hip distance. This is hip distance. And we're going to take a soft fist and we're just going to start pounding here, tapping right here where the pelvic bones are. And then when that feels like you've done a good job here for tapping, we're going to move to the sides. Here, the bum, the buttocks. And then we're going to go around and hit the bum. So you're going to tap on those bum areas. And then once that feels complete, you're going to go up to the kidneys and do some tapping up there as best you can. We're not being graded here. So, so coming back down to the sides of the body, you're going to come down the outer sides of the legs. That's the yang meridian. You're going to tap coming up the inside of the legs. That's the yin meridian. And we return back to those hip bones. We'll do it 2 more times, this whole process. So you're tapping the hip bones. You're going back over to the sides of the hips. You're remembering to breathe. And you're going to tap the bum. You're going to go up higher to the kidneys. Oh, yes. And then back down to the sides of the legs. Down the yang meridian, coming up the yin meridian. That's 1 more time, the whole process, the whole piece of work here. And then now to the sides, the hips. Moving back to the buttocks. Up to the kidneys. Oh, yeah. And then down again to the sides. Outer legs. Inner legs. Very nice. And then let's just return now to the navel area. And we're just going to start circling that area here. So we're assisting the colon, elimination, digestion, the whole ball of wax here. Couple more circles right around the navel. And then you're going to take some 4 fingers with your thumb. So you have like little bird hands. And we're going to start tapping in the center of the chest. This is where the thymus is located. So we're stimulating the thymus, which is responsible for immunity. And then we'll go up and down the torso here. So probably down to the navel, back up to the thymus. A lot of little taps here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. And let's go ahead and just bring all of that to stillness. Now we're going to just rotate the humerus bone in the shoulder girdle. So basically what we're doing, every time you move the joint, you are generating synovial fluid, which is the lubricating fluid for the joints in the body. That fluid doesn't happen until you start moving the joints for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then coming to stillness, let's take, the feet could be about shoulder width apart here, soft knees. Big breath in, inhale up, stretch the fingers to the sky. Exhale, press the air down by the side of the body. Inhale up. Exhale, press. Big full breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Let's float the arms back up. Now this time we just climb an invisible rope, or maybe you're picking something off of a tree or whatever, and you're just moving side to side. So you're giving a tug to those intercostal muscles. They attach to the side ribs. We want to keep those muscles open and hydrated. And so we're stretching. Try not to torque off left or right for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now the arms are going to flow out to the side. The palms can face the floor. Let's go ahead and see if you can slide the ribs to the right, just isolating the rib cage. Coming back to center, slide the ribs to the left. So you're going side to side here, nice and easy, isolating the ribs, and we're also stimulating our internal organs as well. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Back to center. Arms are fixed. Think about only tilting the rib cage to the right. Back to center. Tilting rib cage to the left. Arms are fixed. You're not moving the arms. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then just arms come to stillness. The palms still face the earth. Little pumps with the arms. You're bouncing an imaginary tennis ball, perhaps, for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now we're going to slowly resist gravity as you lower those arms. It's okay to say ow. And just roll the shoulders now. Just do some rolling of the shoulders. You're really getting some invisible circles. You're drawing them in the air for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then going the other way, rolling it, breathing, standing tall. Imagine the head as the helium balloon, floating up to the sky, 4 corners of each foot rooting into the earth and bringing these arms to stillness now. Very nice. Let's go ahead and take the legs wide-ish. What we can do for here is this. You might want to grab your chair and you might want to face the seat of the chair, and you can put your hands there for support should you need. If you have blocks, you could do the same thing with a block, just so you know that that's an option, all right? Okay, here we go. I'm going to grab a block and use that chair seat if you don't have any other props available. Let's take the legs wide. The toes will point out 30 to 45 degrees. The hands can rest on the hip crease, maybe the waist. You can decide what feels the most comfortable. You're going to inhale, bending the knees track over toes, big squat here. Exhale, straighten the legs. Inhale, knees track over toes. Exhale, straighten the legs. Let's do 8, or as many as you can manage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's stay down on 1, little pumps. 8, 7, torso stays upright. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay down. And now right forearm can rest on the right thigh. Maybe the other hand can rest on the seat of the chair or a block or nothing. You can choose. And now we're pumping into this right hip. Meanwhile, the left leg is straight. You're giving a big stretch to that adductor muscle on the inside of the thigh, which gets overlooked. And the heel of the left foot is grounding into the mat. The toes point up to the sky. So let's pump into the right hip and don't let the head dangle if you can avoid it for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Glide through center without rising up. Left forearm could rest on left thigh. Right hand could rest on block or the seat of the chair. Now the right leg is straight. Big stretch for that right adductor muscle. You're pumping into the left hip. The knee will always track over the toes. You're not going to let the head dangle. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Coming back to center. And then just maybe some big squats here for a few counts. Inhale, bend. Exhale, bow to your mat as you straighten the legs. Inhale, bend the legs. Exhale, bow to your mat. We'll do 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Let's keep the legs straight. From here, you can either heel toe the feet together or step the feet together. You can choose what works for you. And then I'll do this in profile. So we're still in our forward fold, Uttanasana. Toes are directly pointing forward and the legs are hip distance apart. We'll do a series of flat back lifts. Inhale, flat back lift. Squeeze the abdominals. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back lift. Drop shoulders away from ears. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And now the hands can slide all the way up the thighs. They come to standing, roll the shoulders, open the chest. I'm doing this in profile. From here, gently bend the knees. The torso is maybe 20 to 30 degrees forward. We'll do some standing cat-cow. So inhale, drop the belly, spread the sits bones wide. Exhale, arch and squeeze navel to spine like a Halloween cat. Inhale, drop the belly, spread the sits bones. Exhale, arch and squeeze. So we're working on flexibility of the spine here, inhaling and exhaling. Focus your attention on each vertebra, each spongy disc between the vertebrae. So where your attention goes, your energy will flow. So getting flexibility in the spine. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. And then rolling it up. Again, opening the chest, rolling the shoulders. Let's do one hand on heart, one hand on belly. Maybe let the eyes drop closed. If that doesn't work, a soft gaze on the earth. And just begin to notice where the shifts have occurred in the body. Heart beating, blood flowing, chi, life force moving throughout the system. We'll do some 3-part Durga breath here. So that's just a big, deep breath. Inhale, belly expands, rib cage expands, collarbones lift, noticing the pause at the top. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly, squeezing out all the air and noticing the pause at the bottom. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest, noticing that silence at the top. Exhaling, chest, ribs, belly, squeezing out all the air and noticing the silence at the bottom. 2 more just like this on your own. Inhale. Exhale. At your own pace. Inhale. And exhale. And then just letting the eyes float open. Let's grab our chairs. I'm going to take my chair here and I'm facing the back of the chair. All right. So make sure your chair is stable and you're fairly near to the back of the chair. The toes point forward, the feet are the legs are hip distance apart. I won't mirror you for this. Let's keep the right foot forward. The left foot is going to step back. You can use the back of your chair for support and make sure that the legs are wide enough so you feel stable. So from here, the torso will stay upright. You're going to lift the back left heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Strengthening the feet, the ankles. Relift the back left heel. Now both legs are going to bend and straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 4, 3, 2, stay down on 1, little pulse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Very nice. Stepping that foot forward, shake out the legs. And then noticing the differences between the two sides, if there are any. Left side of body, right side of body. Now the right foot goes back. Make sure the legs are wide enough so you feel stable, and imagine you're just squeezing those thighs together. You're going to lift the back right heel. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Lifting and pressing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relift the back right heel. Now both legs are going to bend and straighten. Torso stays upright. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay down here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Re-straighten. Right foot meets the left. Shake out the legs. Woo! And now for this next section, the feet will be in first position. So heels together, toes pointing out. And you're still facing the back of your chair. So for this, we're going to lift up on the tippy toes. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. Inhale, lift. Exhale, press. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Stay lifted on 1. Now find a spot that doesn't move in front of you. It could be on the wall or the floor. That's your drishti point for balance. Maybe one arm wants to lift up. We've still got your tippy toes going. They're down on the feet. Maybe the second arm wants to come up. Maybe it doesn't. And you're balancing for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One arm comes down, second arm comes down, heels float down to the mat. Nice, very nice. Now, you may or may not have a block, but we'll do this regardless, all right? So if you have a block, place it on that low setting, and the 2 feet will just surround your block. And if you don't have a block, that's just fine. So we're going to go ahead and shift the weight into the left leg. The right leg lifts. The toes either press into the mat or they press into a block. The challenge here is to keep that pelvis squared to the straight edge of your mat. So we're going into modified tree pose. The heel tucks into the calf of the left leg. You're standing tall. Imagine you're floating up to the sky. We're going to float the arms up. Inhale up. Maybe the second arm joins it for tree pose. For 4, 3, find your drishti point. 2, 1. Hands come in prayer, coming down in the center of the chest. Think about lifting on that supported left leg. And we're breathing here for 8, 7, or as many as you can manage. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the arms come down. The foot goes away, back down to the mat. So see if you don't have your block, all you have to do is tuck the heel into the ankle joint or just above the ankle joint of the supporting leg, just so you know. We'll do the other side. So you're going to shift the weight into the right leg, and then the left foot either stays on the mat or goes to a low block. The heel tucks either into the above the ankle or into the calf, and the pelvis is going to stay squared to that straight edge of your mat, lifting through the supporting right leg. Maybe you want to lift one arm up. Find your drishti point. Second arm comes up. Breathing for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands meet in prayer, coming down the center of the chest, lifting through the supporting right leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then the arms come down, the leg comes down, shake out the legs, shake out your arms, lose the block if you were using it, or whatever you used for that. Now, chair comes facing forward. If you have your weights, you might want to have those things handy or not. And if you don't have them, do not panic. So you're going to come in front of your chair, feet are flat, directly under the hips. You're going to mindfully place the bum more towards the front of the seat of the chair than the back of the chair. And what we're going to do here is, let's just go ahead and lift the ankles a few times. Just lift the heels side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Back to neutral. Palms are flat on the thighs. Let's exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And if you want to add weights in here, this is where you would do that. So the palms face downward onto the thighs, and it's either no weight or one weight in each hand. We're going to exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Let's do 8, 7, 6, isometric press on the thighs, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Back to neutral. Let's stay on the right side for this next bit. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. And then that foot comes down. You're still sitting nice and tall in your chair. We're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 4, 3. Don't forget to press the thighs. 2, 1. Very nice. And then coming back to neutral. Let's go ahead and take the arms down by the side of the body. Now you are going to scoot forward a bit onto the front part of the seat of your chair. The palms face the midline, no weight or one weight in each hand. Inhale, exhale, right hand into armpit. Inhale as you drop down. Exhale, left palm into left armpit. Inhale as you drop down for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Back to neutral. Legs might be slightly wider. You're going to tilt the torso forward maybe 20 degrees, 30 degrees. And your palms still face the midline. We'll do some flies here. Inhale, exhale. Soft fists without weights. Inhale, exhale for 8, 7. Squeeze the abs. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's stay one extra one, and we're going to pump the arms here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And slowly lower the arms. Very good. No weight, one weight or two weights in your right arm, hand, rather in your hand. The arm starts straight. Inhale, squeezing the biceps. Exhale, Open it up, inhale and exhale for 8. Don't rush this. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Forearm comes halfway down, parallel to the earth. You know, the little pumps with the forearm. The upper arm can be glued to the side ribs for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower it down. Very nice. And then let's switch to the other side. No weight, 1 weight, or 2 weights in your left hand. I'm going to have a quick little Kleenex break here. Okay. So the arm is straight. And you're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. The forearm comes parallel to the earth. The upper arm can be glued to those side ribs, little pumps with this forearm and the weights in the hand or not for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then slowly unwind that arm. No rushing. I'm going to do this in profile so you can see better. Stay in your chair, please. And I've got no weight or 1 weight in each hand. All right. So again, scooting forward more to the front part of the seat of the chair. From crown of head to tailbone, you're going to tilt back. It's straight like a diving board. No curving. Tuck the chin. Arms come up directly over the chest. Roll the arms outward, so like you're embracing the barrel, our friend the barrel. You're going to open it up. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze. Be sure you tuck the chin. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And now you're going to reopen, and we're just going to work on the pectoral area here, those pec muscles, little pumps. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Reclose. Very nice. Arms come down, coming forward now. If you were using weights, you can lose the weights. I'm going to reposition my chair. Okay. So staying in your chair, the legs are going to come wide this time. All right. So hands can be placed on the thighs, but it's not a death press. All right. So you're going to tilt the torso forward. Crown of head lines up with tailbone. No dangling heads here, please. Okay. And then the right shoulder drifts over to the left knee. It's not going to get there, but now we're in a seated twist, looking over your left shoulder to the wall behind you. And meanwhile, the right hand presses into the right thigh presses into right hand. So we're in a seated twist here, wide-legged for 8, 7, 6, keep pressing on the right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then coming back through center, you don't have to sit all the way up. Left shoulder migrates over to right knee. Left hand presses into left thigh presses into left hand. We're in a wide leg seated twist now, looking over the right shoulder to the wall behind. For 8, 7, 6, press on the left, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And let's just do a few moves side to side. Exhale and inhale. Exhale and inhale. for 8, 7, squeeze the abs, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. And then taking the legs back in very slowly. Let's do one more twist. Right hand grabs outside of left thigh. Legs are in parallel now. The left arm is going to scan the horizon. The fingertips keep twisting to the left, twisting to the left. You come to your sticking point. So just to know that this back arm can wrap around the back of the chair for extra leverage. Everything from the waist down is pointing forward. Everything from the waist up is twisting left. Let's slightly release. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. Let's do 2 more. Squeezing, inhaling, and twisting. And then you're going to unwind slowly, slowly. Left hand grabs the outside of the right thigh. The right arm stretches out. The fingertips scan the horizon. You're twisting to the right. You will eventually come to your sticking point. Take that back arm around the back of the chair. You get more leverage when you've got that support in the back. We're twisting to the right. Deep, full breaths. Slightly release. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. Inhale, slightly release. Exhale, squeeze and turn. 2 more. Inhaling and twisting. Inhaling and squeezing. Very nice. Back to center, slowly, slowly. And let's do some foot massage. You're going to cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Right ankle on top of the left thigh. Since we have the leg here, let's go ahead and just slip the forearm underneath the calf. We're just going to rock that leg just a little bit, opening it up. Okay. And maybe it's a circle, but maybe it's just side to side. And then placing that same ankle on top of the left thigh. The top right foot is flexed. You might want to have a block in front of you, or if you have another chair, a place to put your hands, but that's just, according to your space. So you're going to float the arms up, inhale up, and then exhale, arms go over. Now, maybe the fingers come to the earth. Mine certainly don't. If a block is there, you might want to place your hands on the block. If you didn't reach that far, grab opposite elbows. Now, this top foot is flexed. Now you need to also externally rotate it. So you externally rotate it away. You should feel it immediately in the outer right hip. Here, it could be a static press, or maybe little rocks side to side for 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. And then coming up slowly, slowly. Let's unwind the leg. We'll do the other side, and then we'll do foot massage. Left ankle on top of right thigh. Left ankle on top of right thigh. Here again, we're going to slip the forearm underneath the calf and rock this leg back and forth, the other baby. If you want to name your baby, go right ahead. And maybe it's a circle, but maybe it's just side to side, no worries. Replace that left ankle on top of the right thigh. The top left foot is flexed. You're going to float the arms up, inhale up. Exhale, over, over, over. This side may feel totally different. And if you can't reach the floor, maybe you can reach the block. Opposite elbows, perhaps. And that top left foot is now also externally rotated. So you should feel it in the outer right hip. Don't let the head dangle. Maybe little rocks side to side, maybe not. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Coming to stillness, floating the torso upright. Let's unwind this leg. Shake out the legs and the feet. Quickly take your opposite foot, cross it over. And here we're going to grab the 5 toes. This is our foot massage, which people really like. I like it for sure. And you're going to flap those toes back and forth like you're fanning yourself somewhere in the tropics. You can choose your dream vacation location, destination. Once you've flapped those toes back and forth sufficiently, you're going to take each individual toe from the base of the toe to the end of the nail, and you're going to give a lovely massage to each of these toes. We cannot walk, we cannot perambulate without our toes, all right? So you're going to send love to each of your toes, giving them each a delicious massage. And don't forget your big toe. When you've done the toes, you're going to go to the underside of the toes and just rummage around under there. That's a very technical term, rummaging. And then when that feels complete, you're taking 2 thumbs, you're going to massage the big toe ball mound, the little toe ball mound, and the thumbs work their way into the center. Then they move down the inner and outer edge of the foot. They're going to massage the arch. They're going to massage the heel. You're going to go all the way to the heel, and you can use all 10 fingers to massage. We're going to move up to the ankles, and we're going to do opposite, like you're wringing out a washcloth, and you're going to do that on your ankles. You're going to rub those ankles back and forth. When that feels complete, you're going to take your little bird hands or your fingertips, and you're going to scrape up and down on the top part of the foot, almost as though you're working in between the trough of the bones in the foot. We have 26 bones in each foot. And say thank you to each of those bones. Oh boy. And then you're going to take a soft fist and pound the arch gently. And then you're going to take both hands and tap the foot, pat it with your hands. And if you want more stimulation, you can slap your foot. And then when you feel complete, bringing everything to stillness, unwinding that leg, and then noticing how that foot feels compared to the other foot. Huge difference for me. Let's cross the other foot over, left ankle on top of right thigh, or whatever you did the opposite of before. You're going to take your 5 toes and you're going to flap them back and forth, like you're fanning yourself on a hot day in somewhere, Panama. You choose. So you've done a nice bit of toe flapping here. When that feels complete, you're going to take each individual toe from the base of the toe to the end of the nail, and you're going to give it a nice, steady, firm massage, sending love to each toe. They've been carrying you around for a number of years. Yes, decades. Each toe gets lots of attention. And if you find a spot that's more tender, you can spend more time there. Don't forget the big toe. Moving on to the underside of the toes, rummaging around. And then the 2 thumbs massage the big toe ball mound, the little toe ball mound. It goes into the center of the foot. The 2 thumbs work their way down the outer and inner edges, and also the arch. You're going to use all 10 fingers to massage the heel. Whee! And then you're going to take your fingertips and scrape along the top of the foot, just to make sure the top of the foot gets some attention. And then we're going to do the opposite, squeezing of the ankle, rubbing the ankle. This should feel good. And then you're going to take a soft fist, pound the center of the arch on this foot. And then you're going to take both hands and lightly tap the entire foot and ankle. And if you want more stimulation, you can slap it. And then bringing everything to stillness, noticing how your feet feel. And now you are asked to sit all the way into the back of your chair. You sit tall in the back of your chair. Crown of head floating up to sky. And the feet are flat. The hands can rest on the thighs. And just noticing where the energy has moved in the body, breathing into any residual tension that might remain. And then noticing a deep relaxation. You're just going to do a really quick dip into an imaginary hot tub. Feet first, your happy feet first, and then the ankles, the low legs, the knees, the thighs. And the softness moves now from the thighs up into the pelvis, the belly, the hips, the buttocks, the low back. And it moves from the belly into the torso, enveloping the ribs and all the vital organs, moving up the chest into the shoulders, rolling down both arms all the way to the fingertips. And then the softness moves into the throat and the neck. And then it moves into the head, all the way to the crown of the head. The back of the neck releases, the face and the jaw let go. The tongue lies at the bottom of the mouth, teeth slightly apart. Eyes sink deep into the skull, as though a white circle of healing light permeates every cell in the body. Noticing back body and front body, right side and left side. Noticing the whole body together, the whole body together, the whole body together. And while we rest in Shavasana, here's a quote from Pema Chodron from her book, Welcoming the Unwelcome. We can be realistic and optimistic at the same time, because ultimately the view of the Dharma is encouraging and life-affirming. The Buddha taught that all beings have the potential to wake up completely and that all of us will eventually get there. He and many other wise people in this world have given us tools for taking whatever occurs in our lives and using it to cultivate our basic goodness and become more and more able to be there for others. Whatever the future brings, welcome or unwelcome, we can use our path of awakening. As we keep opening up to our potential as bodhisattvas, we will go from having a tiny view of ourselves and our world to discovering a boundless capacity to care and benefit our fellow living beings. If you'd like to remain here in Shavasana for as long as feels right, please feel free to stay right there. But if you're ready to meet the day, just begin to deepen the breath, maybe gently rocking the head from side to side. And let's float the arms up overhead. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, hands come down in front of the heart, Samastiti. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you stand in the light of your own true self. I salute the bright light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Jai Bhagwan. Okay.